Welcome back, everybody. And today we're going to be taking a look at part two of the giant locker. That's about 35 feet deep and about 15 feet across. That had a lot of things in it. If you haven't watched the first video, I'll put a link in the description and you can kind of see what happened at the first one. It's a bit longer video. This one should be a bit shorter. And we're going to be taking a look at some of the things that were inside. And at the very end, I'll show you the most valuable thing that I pulled out of here. And it was quite surprising. It's actually kind of a piece of American history. I was not able to locate anybody from the family of the things that were in here. So before you start going on and saying, hey, Brian, why don't you try to return these people's photos and their artifacts? And in fact, I have tried. It's just limited information that you can really get. I was actually able to find a picture of the what I believe are the owner's parents, their grave site, and I was able to see a picture of that. So I said, well, at least I got the right people here and everything. I've just not heard back from anyone. And it's interesting what they had kept, and I kind of see why they maybe didn't want it. There are a lot of old photos in there. I thought maybe someone in the family might want them. Some of these photos going back to the early 1900s, and they're probably, I guess, would be the grandparents of the surviving son and all this. And just out of privacy, I'm not going to give away the names or anything like that. But I will tell you that they were quite well off because the father, it looks like he went to Harvard, and I'll show you why in a second, why I suspect that. And then his son went to Princeton, and he was very involved with school there as well. So let's take a look at some of the things that I found. And at the end, like I said, I'll show you what the most surprising thing was. The one thing I wish I found in there were tools. All the tools were gone. The previous owner probably was good at selling tools. They're pretty easy to sell, honestly. And this is mostly full of purses, and there's a couple hats in there and that kind of thing. So I just wanted to kind of give you a little taste for what came out of the locker. Over here, there's a Christmas tree. There's always a Christmas tree. Thank goodness there was no dirty mattress. There's always those, but this locker was special. Didn't give me a dirty mattress. That's a Christmas tree, and there are a lot of moving blankets. I have a lot of those now. I already had a lot of them. Now I got even more. And down here is some more purses. Let's see if there's anything good. I know very little about purses. So this one here is pretty nice. It's got some wear on it though, but you know, I don't know. See if it's got a name. Oh, looks like there's something in it, or is it? Oh, there's another purse inside of this purse. It's like a little denim purse. It says Aeropostale on it, I think. Yeah, Aeropostale purse. Yeah, I've already opened them all up. I didn't find any. There are no $100 bills on any of them. Probably not an Aeropostale purse, at least. And then there's this one here too. I don't know what it is. But this just to give you an idea of what was going on inside there. The locker before this one that I purchased was full of auto parts. And that's what these bins here are, full of used auto parts. There were a few tools in there, sockets. Those are all flea market things. There's a big bag of plush animals up there. And I know there's a lot more that's in there. If I could go through it all, I could probably give you a better idea of what's inside of them. I honestly forgot there was so many things we had to plow through. There's a lot of household things, nothing all that interesting, and most of it's good flea market stuff. All the items that are on this side over here in these bins, this is all listed on eBay right now. So I have a system where I can just say, hey, it's in bin number 2. I can come over to bin number 2, pull the thing out of it that I need. And then same thing with the books. I have a system for numbering the books. Everything is listed. The first shelf on the left, those are all listed. And then the books up to about the middle of this one here, number 15, those are listed. Those two are going to be next down there. And then I have to check those books, and those books, and whatever books are inside there too. It'll take a while, and I probably won't be buying much, if anything, for quite a while, because it'll just take that long to list all the books. They do sell. Not all of them sell for a lot of money, but anywhere in the $15 to $20 range is usually what they go for. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next part. I'll show you some of the other interesting things that came out of that locker too. Like I said, you go through everything. You don't leave any box untouched. You go through them all. Even if it looks like, oh, it looks like a bunch of junk in there. Now, go through it anyway. You'll be surprised what you can find. All right, so here's where we stand now. We have a couple moving blankets, garbage. I really feel bad because these are some of the, well, these are not, here's my gloves, but this is like some of their personal records and things, and we don't know how to find these people because what happened here is that there was a tenant that was buying lockers, taking the stuff he wanted out of them, storing in here, and then he took all the stuff that he wanted out of here and then he left. And then he gave up his deposits on all these things and he abandoned this locker. So after getting all the things out, I had lots and lots of books, a lot of vintage old stuff in there. Oh, there was actually some really good things. This is kind of what's left over here. Some beach chairs, like a heavy duty tree support, like for a Christmas tree. That could be something for big. I mean, it's a really big Christmas tree you could put in there. It's a filing cabinet, baby stroller. It's a new baby stroller too. I'm going to put it together later on, make sure it's got all the parts to it. It's one of those tall garbage cans for like a restaurant or something like that. There's a shop light and some paper and that thing from before. It's some kind of a decorative object. So, and then there's a keyboard in that box. So it's pretty much done. I'm just going to come back tomorrow, pick up the garbage, and get it all out of here. Now, here's one of the boxes that came out of this locker, and these are mostly personal effects of these people, but I thought it was worth going through just to see if there was anything in there. They seem to have kept all of their little date books there's got to be about 20 of these things in here with their dates and appointments inside. And then this is the annual report from a church in New York called the Brick Church, and they were very involved with this church apparently. And the next item is just some ephemera I found. Here's a Western Union telegram saying, hey, I'm in Mexico, I got here safely, kind of thing. And there's lots of other personal letters. There's like 3 of these notebooks from Harvard Law School. So the man's father went to Harvard and he ended up going to Princeton. And here is a copy of basically the Princeton yearbook from the year that he graduated. And here's something kind of gross. It's actually dental work from, I believe, this man's mother. She had a bridge or something going on there, and the shinier parts are gold, and I imagine she had to replace it sometime and they kept it. It was in an envelope inside of that box. And here's a surprise I had for you, everyone. This is a pennant from the March on Washington in 1963. And this is the march where Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech. And these pennants were either sold or passed out to people to help show their support. And there was more than one type that was printed up. This one, obviously, it's red with all capital letters. There's another one that had sold recently at auction, and here's a picture of it, that was blue. And you can kind of see from the description that it says Civil Rights Pennant from the March on Washington, and it looks almost exactly the same other than the color of the felt being different. And that one had sold, the hammer price was $4,600. The auctioneer charges an extra 10% to the buyer, and usually the the commission that they take from the seller is around 20%. So they'll make some around 30% on selling this at auction. And it was a good day for this person. So I'm hoping that mine will do just as well, the red one. And because if it does, then that'll pay for the locker and some of the other fees they had to pay. And then I'll make a nice profit on top of it. And, you know, I'm not shy to say that I'm making a profit because this is my job. You know, you go to your job just like any other job and you make money. And that's what the purpose of all this is. And I know a lot of you are probably saying, oh, you should donate it to like African American Museum, or you should donate it to this or that and take the tax write-off. And I said, well, you know, I am in business here, and that's just, you know, how things go. I mean, if I was in a position to donate it, you know, if they really wanted it, you know, I'd be happy to. But honestly, a lot of these organizations, they are overrun with donations of things that people think are important to their cause. So I figure in this way, if they were interested in it, they would bid on the auction. They'll probably be notified of it. They probably people that follow this stuff looking for new artifacts that they can put in their displays at museums and things like that. So before you start flaming me in the comments, you know, realize that this is business. Business is business in this case, and I'm not trying to be cruel or anything like that. But you know that's just how you have to do things. You just can't just give everything away. It'd be nice, and the tax benefit really is not applicable in this case. It's really not going to save me, you know, all that money. You have to claim it. You have to prove that it's worth that and everything. So really not the way to go on this. So I hope you enjoyed this one, everyone. I tried to keep it a little bit shorter this time. And if you like to see more content like this, just let me know in the comments. Or if there's something you want to learn or you want to know more about how this kind of business works, just let me know. I'd be happy to share the information with you. You know, there's a lot of details that go into running a small business like this, and they're not always that interesting, but I'll be happy to respond to any comments that you do leave me. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers so that I can start getting paid for doing this kind of thing. So thank you for watching.